Are you a first-time homebuyer in Arizona and you're overwhelmed by the process of buying a house, not sure where to start, not even sure how the entire process goes? Well, don't worry and stick around because I'm gonna give you everything you need to know about what it takes in the entire process of buying a home in Arizona. So first things first, you have to figure out your budget. You need to know where you stand, how much you can afford, and what that equals in an actual purchase price. And the only way you're gonna be able to figure that out is by talking to, yep, you guessed it, a mortgage lender. Me, right here, yeah. I'm a mortgage lender. When you're looking to purchase your very first home, you need to figure that out. You need to know exactly how much you can afford when it comes to a monthly payment, how much out of pocket you can spend. While I'm not gonna go into all the details of what it takes and the different loan types that are out there, that is your first and most important step. Talk with that mortgage lender, figure out your budget. Once you've figured out the budget, then that's where the fun begins. Now we start the home search. You want to get connected with a real estate agent. So I've got preferred real estate agents that I work with that I would be happy to refer to you, that I have had great luck with in the past, that I work with consistently. But if you don't want to take my recommendation, or maybe you know somebody, just make sure you're doing your research. Not only is having a good lender important, having a good real estate agent is just as important. They are the ones that are actually going to be out showing you the homes, showing you what's available, how to negotiate or what you should offer. They're gonna have all the knowledge as far as what home prices are typically selling for, or if this home has been on market for maybe 90 days or a little bit longer than standard, maybe we could go in and offer a little bit less, get the seller to cover some of your closing costs to pay for a buy down or things like that. So number two is definitely having the right real estate agent to show you all of those available properties. And number three, you wanna figure out kind of what area you wanna be in. A lot of people, once they get pre-qualified, they're not really sure where they wanna live. At least start narrowing it down. Start looking at a few different neighborhoods, maybe drive around, check out some open houses. Make sure you're letting your real estate agent know if you're gonna go to those open houses. They wanna be involved in that process. But get a feel for the right neighborhood. Maybe, drive from that neighborhood to your work to see how long the commute would be. Things like that. You want to get a good idea for that neighborhood just because that's where you're going to be living. What are the school districts like? What are the available stores around you? Are you going to have to drive super far every time you need to go to the grocery store, or the gas station, or to get a meal? Those are all things you want to take into consideration when you're buying your very first home, because location is very, very important. And maybe because of your budget, you're gonna have to move out a little bit further. That's okay. That's very common when you're a first-time home buyer. Same sort of thing. Just, make that drive, check out the neighborhood, make the drive back and forth to see if that's something that you would want to do for the next, few years. Then once you've kind of figured out the area and sales price and all that good stuff, you wanna let your real estate agent know all of the things that you're looking for in a home. Do you want a 1-story or a 2-story? Do you want it to have a basement? Do you want a pool? 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, 5,000 square feet, 2,000 square feet. All of those lists, you want to have that conversation with your real estate agent. And if you've got a good realtor, they're gonna let you know if you're being realistic or if maybe you've got a little bit of champagne taste on a beer budget. Always have that conversation with your real estate agent and they're gonna tell you if it's realistic or not based on your actual budget. Then you can actually start visiting a lot of these homes. So once you've kind of figured out the neighborhood, what you're looking for, your real estate agent's gonna start sending you all of the available homes in your price range that meet that criteria. Then you can start to go and look at those homes. And when you look at these homes like on the computer, don't always rule them out because of maybe just bad photography or something that, they didn't really do a good job of showcasing the house. And vice versa. I've seen it in both cases, right? Like I've seen homes where they look amazing on photos and then I go and look at them, I'm like, oh yeah, they were clearly using wide angle lenses and some camera tricks to make this house look better than it actually is. And then I've seen the opposite. I've seen where they were just terrible photos. I'm like, I do not even want to go look at that house. And then when we go and saw it, it was like really, really nice. That actually happened to me when I bought an investment property. I marked one off the list because it looked terrible with all the photos. I wasn't even gonna go see it. Luckily, my wife convinced me that we should probably go look at it. And it's a good thing she did because that was the one I ended up buying because it met everything on my checklist and it actually was really great in person. When it comes to searching for that home, a lot of it starts on that computer, but don't rule anything out just because you're not quite sure. If it checks those things on the list, go look at it. See if it's gonna be the right feel. See if you can see yourself living in that home. And this is harder for some people than for others, but you want to look past, like if the home is filled with furniture and someone else's stuff and their photos on the wall, try to look past all of that. Try to look past paint colors and things that can be easily changed because you really can make it your own. So if you have a little bit of a vision, and luckily if you've got a really good real estate agent, they'll help you realize that vision, you might be able to find your perfect home that a lot of other people have passed by just because maybe it was painted a weird color or had weird furniture or something like that. There's a lot of diamonds in the rough out there if you just know where to look. Then once you have found the one that you fall in love with, and you'll know it once you walk in. I've had it happen to me. You'll walk through a bunch of different homes, you'll kind of get discouraged, and then you'll finally find one, and you'll be like, this one's in my budget? This one works? And you get really excited. Well, that's when you make the offer. That's where you need the help of a really strong real estate agent and lender. If you've got good ones, they're gonna call and kind of pre-negotiate a lot of those items over the phone with the other agent before they make that actual offer in writing. With additional follow-up phone calls from your real estate agent and your lender, they can help secure that for you so that you can get it at the price that you're looking for within your budget. And now you're under contract. This is the exciting part, because this is where my job comes in. Once you're under contract, that's when the real work begins for the lender. There's gonna be additional documents that we're gonna need. Even though you got pre-qualified and you probably gave things like your pay stubs and W-2s and a handful of other documents, we're still gonna need additional documents. And every time we ask for them, the quicker you get them to us as a lender, the faster we can get your loan done. So if you're looking to close on a quick time frame, which for the most part on average is about 30 days from start to finish from the time you go under contract to the time you get the keys to your house. But it can be faster if you're just very diligent and you're watching the emails and the phone calls that are coming through with the documents that we need as lenders, and you're getting those back to us quickly. So you've given all your documents, we've got everything ready to go, you've had your home inspection, you know everything's solid with the house. Now we're gonna sign all the final paperwork. So once you are final approved, and I am so pumped when this happens, you'll always get a phone call from me and my team congratulating you on the final loan approval. However, this doesn't mean we're fully done yet. Once the loan's final approved, we still have to sign all the paperwork. So depending on the day that you close, you're gonna go to the title company. The title company is a third party that handles everything between the seller and the buyer. So they're that non-interested party, right? They're there to make sure that everything goes through smoothly, that there's not any other liens on the property, that you're not taking on the seller's debt, that it's just your house with your loan. Then they send that paperwork back to the lender. We verify that all the signatures are there, everything looks good, and then we send our money for the rest of the sales price or for the loan itself. Once that money hits at the title company, then they submit it to the county to record. Once the recording takes place, then it's official. You are officially a homeowner, and that is it. So that's the whole process from start to finish, from getting pre-qualified to getting those keys. That's what you can expect. Obviously, there's a few other things that are gonna go into this that we can't get into all of it in this one video, but I have lots of other videos. Be sure to check out my playlist, Home Buying 101. A lot of really easy, just 60-second answers on there for questions you might have when it comes to buying a home. Or if you do have a unique situation or a special scenario that you personally would like me to look at, hit me up in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. New videos drop every single week with tons of great information just for first-time home buyers like you. And if you are ready to apply today, the link to my website is right in the description. It goes straight to my website. You click on the one for the purchase, fill it out. It shouldn't take you longer than 10 or 15 minutes. I get it in my inbox, and then I'll usually call you that same day or the next day, and we'll go through it together to figure out just how much you qualify for. If you're not quite ready, if you go to my description in this video, there is a link for a free first-time homebuyer guide. It'll get emailed straight to you that kind of goes over the ins and outs of everything you can expect when buying your very first home. Hopefully this was enjoyable. You learned a little bit, had some fun. You guys have a great rest of the day. Are you a first-time homebuyer in Arizona? Are you feeling overwhelmed by the process? Maybe you don't have a plan? Well, don't stress out. Just call Hatchman. That's so cheesy.